Up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the wrestling news for today on May 20. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep a sharp eye on him. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, see you then. But yeah, this is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and yeah, this is the wrestling news on May 30th, not in the 20s no more, of 2024, and we're gonna be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA assassinators need to know from the Wrestle Zone article. Make sure to watch until the very end because it's gonna get very, very intriguing. Sorry, I choked in my words, but yeah, well, any delay, let's get started with some Liv Morgan news now. As she as the women's wrestling wraps up, Liv Morgan dethrones man. No, I think this is just a scrambler here, and right now I'll just do Joe Hendry news now. The man that defeated my boy Simon Miller at TNA Turning Point, but yeah, but he has something to say about the former top dollar AJ Francis, as he is super underrated and he understands more than fans will give him credit for. And Joe Hendry thinks very highly of the former top dollar, now known as AJ Francis, and Rich Swann, the duo known as the First Class in TNA, have been embroiled in a feud with Joe Hendry for a number of months. This has led to matches, beatdowns, and even parody songs being written by Francis. Written about Francis by Hendry. Let me rephrase that. This included a hilarious parody of Creed's "Higher" on a recent episode of TNA Impact. This has not been easy for Hendry. The Scot spoke with Scott Mitchell of PW Insider recently and spoke about working with the pair. Hendry said it was not easy to be as consistently good as he has been creating songs and vignettes to keep the rivalry going. He also called Rich Swann a world-class wrestler, and this is what he had to say for both of the men. I've now realized with experience that before you get creative freedom in what you do, you have to build equity with the fans and management. It's about consistency. When they book a Joe Hendry, they know exactly what they're going to do, going to get. I had to display consistency when it came to entertainment over a long period. I think that's why I was ready to have this feud with AJ Francis and Rich Swann. It was not easy coming up with all of those videos. It was a lot of work between filming, with filming, editing, and things like that. It's a grind, but it was worth every second. Rich is a former world champion and another world class wrestler. And then Joe Hendry went on to say that AJ Francis is a super underrated talent. he continued. The wrestling musician went on to call went on to or yeah and then yeah the wrestling went on to call AJ Francis a super underrated and thinks fans don't give him enough credit. But yeah, however, he did reiterate how funny Francis falling over on TV was but no matter how good Joe Hendry thinks AJ Francis is, he will always make fun of him for that moment. AJ, he's super over underrated. He understands TV wrestling more than the fans will give him credit for, but that doesn't take in a way that he fell over, and I need to make fun of him for it. You you know, he's talented in what he does, and having him to bounce off on TV. This 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 was never meant to be a long term thing, but it just gained traction, so we just kept going. And what's your thoughts onto this? What's your thoughts onto this? These compliment praises that Joe Hendry had for both Rich Swann and definitely with AJ Francis. And do you think that he is super underrated and fans should give him more credit than they have in the past, or do you think he does not deserve that much credit? Which I'm not sure how that's possible because even for a guy that haven't watched TNA in years, like seeing some highlights of him, still has some talent that still has talent. Like he may not be like a world championship competitor, but at the same time, he's meant to be in this ring in some capacity. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below that about this matter with AJ Francis. I think he's a super megastar in his own way. Like he needs to be recognized as that, like from in the fan base of wrestling fans. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's uh, talk about some from one TNA wrestler to another is the current X Division champion Mustafa Ali was inspired by Disney on Ice uh, for Be the Light Babyface character in WWE. As current reigning and defending TNA X Division champion, Mustafa Ali has quickly risen to the top of TNA wrestling. Re- like recently, while speaking to WrestleZone's uh, managing editor Bill Pritchard, Mustafa Ali opened up about the insecurities he experienced during his early days in WWE. He said, "So I would say the insecurities that I had like in my early run in WWE were all based upon what I thought people would perceive me like as because of my name and my re, real real re, religion his real religion religion re, religion rights coming up on the independence growing up in America. The name Mustafa Ali wasn't warmly received. Mustafa Ali admitted and Mustafa Ali admitted and it was an unfortunate thing where I knew oh, if I learned into these bad guy tendencies, if I lean into these historical stereotypes of what someone that looks like me or has a name like mine would be, it's like it's kind of easy. I'll get an automatic reaction. All uh, all Ali did not I say Ali did not want to take the easy way out. He wanted to become a fan favorite, and he added, but the hard hill to climb, like the thing that I wanted to do was, hey, can I truly become a fan favorite despite what I perceived as in obstacle? The big thing was, how do I present a character that is reliable, like to people that might not feel like they relate to me. So while brainstorming, while become coming up, well, what do you want to be? Like, I kind of want to be a shining light in the world. I want to be someone's light in the dark, and I kept saying stuff like that because people would talk about, oh, you are so positive in this and that. Mustafa Ali on becoming the light. Mustafa Ali wore a unique wrestling attire in WWE during his entrance. He would wear a mask and a glowing glove. The former WWE superstar shared how he tried to fit his ideas into his character. So then I thought, how do you become the physical embodiment of light? Like, how do you how I can say I want to be the light, but I go, what if that's my character? What what if I'm the light? That's the whole thing. Mustafa, I mean, so I know Vince, like when I was very up in the air about it. I understand, like, what do you mean by being the physical embodiment of light? Look it took a lot of back and forth, because but the big thing that Vince at the time, like the creative love the creative loved was that it's a very easy merchandise. The mask, the gloves, and I remember going into a meeting, and I had, like, it was a big PowerPoint. It was a big PowerPoint presentation. I would have these little packets to hand everybody, and I had gone to some Disney on Ice thing with my daughter, like, and they are selling these little light up figures, like that cost like about $3, the but they were selling them like for $45, and every single kids got it because they want to. That was my big presentation. Hey, like, hey, light up glove, like, it cost me $5 to make it, like, sell for you. I would have the whole arena do this. doing this. A funny story, like when they actually made the light up glove, when they finally figured out how to produce it. I had already turned heel and started retribution, so it was like years later. They go, oh, we made your glove again, and oh, cool, I don't wear it anymore. And yeah, Mustafa Ali, and what was the idea behind Mustafa Ali's character in WWE? Well, uh, all Ali wanted to do was try to make his name a family friendly one that people can relate to. And he added, but yeah, the big idea behind the was kind of just okay. Do you? I mean, do we like sound? It sounds really bad, but with intention. How do we soften like up like the name like Mustafa Ali? How do we make him more family friendly? Where a kid again like that doesn't relate to me or how I took how I look, and it worked like man, like I had kids dressing up as me on Halloween. Like I had a few signings like where and there and people would wear the glove like it was a thing. Like so, people would would still come up to me and put their hand like to do the light gesture. Like so, it was cool, and I think it's something that had the merchandise and the right storyline, the right opponent. It would have been something that people got behind of a lot. Like of people always ask me, "Oh, do you still have the light of stuff?" And I do, but yeah. Yes, like the initial concept, like behind it like was to be the light in the dark. And what's your thoughts on Mustafa Ali getting that idea of the glowing the glow up character like with the glow in the dark glove and stuff like that, and getting over as a baby face? And what are your thoughts on these fans being Mustafa Ali inspired like to dress up as him for Halloween and recognizing him as the guy that has a glow up gear? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And do you think he'll be that character again, like except this time in TNA, like after he's done playing this politician kind of gimmick? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Let's move on to the next slide. We got some. I understand what's wrong with my road gadget. Come on, go to the news. Okay, finally. But we got some spoilers about AEW Rampage. And if y'all don't want to be spoiled, I'll recommend you guys skip this video for a good 10 minutes or maybe even 5 minutes, like whenever I'm done. But yeah, I would say I'll give it a good 10 minutes, like to be the longest. But anyway, this is where we got this week's episode of AEW Rampage. Like was officially taped at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California on May 29th, which was yesterday. Like according to PW, and before I get into the video, do y'all skip this video for a good 10 minutes? Okay, I'm giving you a spoiler warning. Like, so y'all won't. For those that doesn't want to be spoiled, I would recommend you doing so. But for those that want to be spoiled, I'm going to tell you guys, according to PW Insider, for this week's episode of AEW Rampage includes Konosuke Takeshita defeating Penta El Zero Miedo. And we also got Takeshita advanced to the TNT title ladder match at AEW Forbidden Door. This was the first match in the qualifying round. Christopher Daniels announced on Dynamite. Announced that he announced on AEW. This is where we got Chris Jericho cuts a backstage promo where he reflected on being attacked by Hook last week, and he claimed he is too valuable to be left vulnerable like that. So he is going to be spending more time on Rampage and Collision. This is where we got Satnam Singh defeats Peter Avalon, which I believe it's which is what's that a jobber or enhancement talent. And then we also got the timeless Tony Storm defeated Viva Van, and then we got Kyle O'Reilly defeats Jordan Cross, and then we got Kyle O'Reilly will challenge Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship the following night, of Saturday, which will be June 1st. And then we got Ray Phoenix defeating Isaiah Cassidy, and in addition to the content of tapings for AEW Rampage, two dark matches took place before the start of AEW Dynamite, which it started with Brandon Cutler defeating Evil Uno in the first match, while Zach Knight defeated Colt Cabana in the second contest of the dark match. As a reminder, this week's episode of AEW Rampage will have a special start time of 6:30 p.m. Eastern and 5:30 p.m. Central, and then 3:30 p.m. Pacific. But what AEW Rampage this week's episode of AEW Rampage being leaked online. Probably because of the people being in attendance there, and then some sources been spying from these PW Insider, and then giving it to the main people that's going to talk about it here on these wrestling news articles. But yeah, let me know that for those guys that want to be spoiled, let me know in the comment section right down below. And if you know the people that do not want to be spoiled, make sure to bring them back here soon enough, because I'm done talking about it here. But yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some. Riccaboni. We got Ian Riccaboni, talking about Ring of Honor serves a lot of great purposes, where we're looking for more established talent. We need to be looking for more established talent, which Ian Riccaboni explained the differences between NXT and Ring of Honor. Since Tony Khan purchased ROH in 2022, it has been compared in some ways to NXT. Some view ROH as a developmental brand of AEW, like how NXT is to WWE. However, there are clear differences between the two, including the lack of Performance Center, which makes NXT such an asset to the WWE. Ian Riccaboni spoke with Lehigh Lehigh Valley News recently. He was asked if Ring of Honor was effectively AEW's NXT since being purchased by Tony Khan. He noted that ROH goes for more experienced wrestlers rather than non-wrestling athletes that WWE trained from the ground up at the Performance Center. And he said, with all due respect to NXT, I think we're looking for different athletes. We are looking for more experienced athletes. They in the recent past have started to start like from scratch, like where in the past NXT would take the time. He was Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. He was the world champion, and then they took him, and he's Kevin Owens. Like like sort of a previous schools, sort of like previous schools of thought. They would take some of the top ROH talent and put them through NXT, get them ready, and then have them on Raw or SmackDown. I think right now the folks on ROH are intentionally a little bit more well developed, more experienced. Like Ian Riccaboni mentions Willow Nightingale as one of the success stories of Ring of Honor before adding and I I think ROH serves a lot of great purposes. I think we're looking for folks that are a little bit more established. Like I think we're looking for folks that don't need to be molded, that are more experienced professional wrestlers. So I think it's more maybe what NXT used to be. I think right now they're looking for just athletes. It's just two different approaches. But what is your thought on Ian Riccaboni comparing NXT to Ring of Honor's differences like that? And do you think that Ring of Honor is a company that's looking for more experienced wrestlers rather than just any sports athletes, whether they're in the wrestling industry or not? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And I get and see what he's talking about. Like, not only they bring in experienced wrestlers, I mean, they used to do it like more of a habit. That's when it was the Triple H kind of era of NXT. Like, but now they're bringing in also like sports athletes, whether they were in gymnastics, track, football, boxing, MMA, basketball, you name it. Like they used to be like into those kind of sports, like before they jump into the land of sports entertainment. While Ring of Honor here is looking for actual wrestlers that join the wrestling circuit, that join the wrestling market, that's either that they went to the NCAA or the independent circuit or anywhere that they have some kind of wrestling experience, or even wrestle, or even already a pro wrestler, like wrestle for WWE, wrestle for AEW, wrestle for TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AAA, Major League Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, the AAA, NCAA, not NCAA. I'm talking about CMLL, and Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, they're looking for those things like that. But let me know what y'all's opinions about what if you agree with Ian Riccaboni or not in the comment section right down below. But there's most things that I agree with him on. Like even though it kind of seemed like in like AEW's version of Ring of Honor, but I wouldn't put it exactly like that. I would say it's more of their what show is it? Like their other wrestling company that they own, like that they have the other AEW wrestlers wrestle on, like when they don't have nothing for them to do over on the AEW product. And then when I noticed that, like when I don't see that specific AEW wrestler for a little while, and if I didn't hear anything about them being injured, like they must be on Ring of Honor, and if not, they're probably just, I believe, taking a hiatus, I guess, break. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. And do you think that WW do you think that AEW is do you think Ring of Honor is AEW's NXT, or do you not exactly quite think so? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Let's move on to the next slide. We got some more news coming up, but before I get started, excuse me for a second. Yeah. You know what y'all can do is give something else. You know what? I'm just gonna put some off of here. I'm getting you a rainbow box of the G-Tex. What's your worst?